Alrighty, we got a new radio and climate control bezel for the Lincoln here, and this one's pretty trashed, honestly. But what I need in particular is this inner piece right here for the radio. Mine chewed up a little bit when I was clearancing it for the aftermarket radio. Is just a little bit wider. I just was going at it with a Dremel tool, but I got a new one now, so I can make that edge on the bottom there a little more uniform and cleaner cut with the Dremel. Take two on that, but frig sakes. Anyways, yeah, this one all along the edges is just chiseled, but that's okay. I need it just for that little inner radio bezel thing, trim piece. It looks like, honestly, somebody didn't know how to take this apart, and because of all the cracking is on the edge, just all along it. So I was kind of explaining in the dash removal process, but there's these two bolts behind it that you got to pull the heat seater and a couple other buttons, like a defrost button, I think, there on the bottom, and then you can get to these guys right here, and then it's just clips on the bottom up here and down here. So it's nice to have some extra parts too. I'm going to try and fit up just a Mustang shift boot, and I got a retainer as well there to the bezel, and figure that out, because I got the dremeled out the shifter, the stick, and it is pretty much well centered now. Before, if you remember, it was way up front, and I had to Dremel out the square shaft in the bottom where the stick goes onto the shifter assembly, and it in order to turn it 90 degrees, it's made to only spin 120 degrees. But yeah, so luckily all these come out with a real small Torx, so I can just pull the black plastic piece from this guy and use it on the good one in the car now. So we'll see how that goes. Son of a... Got the old lady's hairdryer out here. This thing is glued all the way around this plastic trim piece they wrapped it around, so I've been kind of going at it with a screwdriver, because I don't know exactly how much I'm going to need. I don't want to just start cutting, somewheres, but yeah, they had it rolled over these tabs with holes cut in the stitching here, but and then it's also glued. So freak sakes, I should have looked for like a loose boot, or I don't know, something. I don't know, I just bought a Mustang boot because I figured, hey, probably fit, for freak's sakes, but it's being a pain. So yeah, we'll hit her with some heat and freaking see how that works.
Word up. Word to your moms. Not really even a scratch onto her. Eh? Eh? Sick.
Alrighty, boys. This is just the mock-up freaking bezel, but I think it's going to work pretty pretty slick. I'll have to make sure that this boot is sitting in there tall enough, which I'm pretty certain it will be. I'll measure that. And I don't have this one glued, obviously, just clamped with this little factory plastic piece, which is really nice. Something a little more than glue will be holding it on to the bottom, but I will have to glue the backside where that little bracket doesn't reach. So, friggin' rights, I think it's going to look pretty OEM as far as most people are concerned. I mean, obviously the manual in itself is not OEM, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way I think that's going to turn out. Once again, just a mock-up, but I'll go pull the old one and we can swap this piece and frickin' glue that on there a long time. Ciao. It's pretty slick here, boys, but it's kind of hard to see with the light pollution, but this one is a much darker wood grain, which I really like, which is the one on the car, than the chaseled one that we got. Kind of see. It's not that dark in here, but that light coming in through the window really makes it look dark, for frick's sakes. Much darker. Sick. I like the dark shiz. Yeah, so here's where I damaged the old one here. Fuck, you can't see anything. Christ sakes. Yep, look onto it. Hit that with the Dremel, and I actually remember now, that was actually with the shaft of the Dremel, not the head, but there's a part that sits back here that's part of the dash frame that I was trying to grind out, and I freaking just gave her a little too much, gave her just a little too much. But yeah, so that'll be nice. We'll swap those out, frick's sakes. So we freaking sent it, boys. This thing is all in. Used some fabric glue, some like Elmer's fabric glue on it, on the back and on the front too. But of course, it's got the clamping action, the old Jed clamp it, if you will, to keep the front on. But then the back, there's really no way I can tap threads or anything and make a new mount. So it's just glued in the back, but I think it's gonna look pretty good. So that's that. We'll throw that back in the car. I gotta just do a little trimming on the edges, and then we'll reinstall it and see how she looks. So freaking rights. Well, there she freaking is, boys. Ain't she magnificent? Turned out super slick. Getting from the back, I was all in accordance with the camera angle. Jeez, I got the easy entry. They must think I'm 80. Gosh dang. But look at that. Mint. No, that's really cool. It turned out really nice. Boot fit. Glue held up well enough. And that obviously, I got a new shift knob coming in the mail. That one's still just stitched with glue in the center where it split apart. But this thing, I'm excited. That really kind of tops it all off. Of course, need the hood to really top it off, if you know what I mean. But let me unlock it. Look at it from the other side here. It's lined up real nice. Look at that. Interior's put back together. I need to give her a bath. Been having my grimy mitts all over it for the past 6 months. Looks a little gnarly, but there it is. Shift boot is installed and really tied it all together in there. So I think I actually bought a wooden shift knob, so we'll see how that freaking goes. But I think it'll look pretty cool with all the other wood grain in there. And it looked online like it matched pretty well, so pretty excited for that. We'll see how that looks.